Have you ever thought, it's just a small mistake, what's the worst that could happen? In some countries, that small mistake could cost you hundreds, sometimes even thousands of dollars. From crossing the street the wrong way to wearing the wrong outfit, from taking photos to chewing gum, tourists are fined every single day for rules they didn't even know existed. Today, we're counting down the top 10 countries where tourists get fined the most. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more honest travel guides every week. What makes this worse is that most of these fines aren't clearly posted, aren't explained when you arrive, and don't come with warnings. You usually find out when someone is already handing you a ticket. So if you're planning an international trip anytime soon, this video could save you money, stress, and a ruined vacation. Stick around until number 1, because it's the country that surprises travelers the most, and the fines there are absolutely brutal. Let's begin. Number 10 is the United States. The United States is often seen as relaxed and casual, but for tourists, it can be surprisingly expensive when it comes to fines. One of the biggest shocks for visitors is how different the rules can be from one city or state to another. Something that's completely normal in one place can get you fined just a few streets away. Tourists often get caught jaywalking in major cities, especially when everyone else seems to be doing it. Public drinking is another common mistake, along with smoking or vaping too close to buildings, parks, or beaches. Even stopping your car for just a minute can result in a parking fine that adds up fast. In some states, something as small as throwing a cigarette but on the ground can lead to a hefty fine. The U.S. feels laid back until it suddenly isn't. Followed by Japan. Japan is famous for its politeness, cleanliness, and quiet order, but that same order comes with very specific expectations. Many tourists don't realize that everyday habits back home can be seen as disruptive here. Talking loudly on trains, eating or drinking while walking, or smoking outside designated areas can all attract attention and fines. What surprises travelers most is trash. Public trash bins are rare, yet littering is taken very seriously. Visitors who don't know where to dispose of their waste can end up in trouble without meaning to. Japan may not always confront you directly, but rules are enforced, and respect isn't optional. Next on the list, France. France, especially Paris, is beautiful, romantic, and strict. Tourists are often fined for crossing the street outside designated crossings, even if no cars are coming. Public transport violations are another major issue, particularly forgetting to validate tickets. Many travelers assume buying a ticket is enough, only to find out the hard way that validation is mandatory. Sitting on monuments, feeding birds, or failing to carry proper identification can also result in fines. In France, enforcement is part of daily life, and tourists are expected to follow the same rules as locals. Coming in at number 7, Italy. Italy welcomes millions of visitors every year, but it also fiercely protects its history and public spaces. Many travelers are shocked to learn that sitting on famous landmarks, eating near historic monuments, or wandering into restricted traffic zones can result in serious fines. In some cities, even wearing beach clothes away from the coast is considered inappropriate and punishable. Venice, in particular, is known for strict enforcement. Actions that seem harmless, like eating in the wrong place or stepping into a canal, can quickly turn into expensive mistakes. Italy may feel relaxed, but its rules are anything but. Right after that, Spain. Spain's fun, energetic atmosphere often gives tourists a false sense of freedom. In reality, many cities strictly regulate public behavior. Drinking alcohol in public, being overly noisy at night, or walking around town in swimwear can all result in fines. Some coastal areas even penalize tourists for reserving beach chairs and leaving them unattended. Spain is all about enjoying life, but within clearly defined boundaries. Halfway through at number 5, Germany. Germany is known for efficiency, order, and respect for rules, and tourists are expected to follow them closely. One of the most surprising fines for visitors is jaywalking. Even if the street is empty, crossing against a signal can earn you a ticket. Noise regulations are also taken seriously, especially during designated quiet hours. Public transport enforcement is strict, and traveling without a valid ticket, even by accident, can be costly. In Germany, rules are not flexible suggestions. They are part of daily culture. Next up, Australia. Australia's stunning landscapes come with some of the toughest environmental laws tourists will encounter. Visitors are often fined for feeding wildlife, removing shells or sand from beaches, or entering protected areas without permission. Even minor speeding can result in significant penalties. Australia takes conservation seriously, and ignorance is rarely accepted as an excuse. Cracking the top 3, the United Arab Emirates. The UAE is modern, luxurious, and extremely strict when it comes to social behavior. Tourists frequently get fined for actions that may seem harmless elsewhere, such as public displays of affection, swearing, or making rude gestures. Alcohol consumption is tightly regulated, and inappropriate clothing in public spaces can also lead to penalties. Even taking photos of people without consent can get you in trouble. The UAE welcomes visitors, but only if cultural boundaries are respected. Almost there, Switzerland. Switzerland is calm, clean, and incredibly orderly. Tourists are often surprised by how seriously rules are enforced, especially when it comes to noise. Even late-night disturbances that seem minor can result in fines. Jaywalking, feeding wildlife, or improper waste disposal are also closely monitored. In some towns, even rolling a suitcase too loudly at night can draw complaints. Switzerland values peace and protects it strictly. Number 1, Singapore. Singapore takes the top spot, and for good reason. Its strict laws are legendary, and tourists feel them immediately. Littering, jaywalking, chewing gum, eating or drinking on public transport, or smoking outside designated areas can result in steep fines. Enforcement is constant, and penalties escalate quickly. Singapore is one of the cleanest and safest countries in the world precisely because its rules are non-negotiable. For travelers, it's a place where knowing the rules isn't optional, it's essential. Traveling the world is an amazing experience, but it comes with responsibilities many people never think about. Before you board your flight, don't just check hotel reviews and visa requirements. Take a few minutes to learn the local laws and customs of your destination. Because sometimes the most expensive part of your trip isn't the flight or the hotel, it's the fine you never saw coming. If this video helped you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share it with someone planning a trip soon. And let me know in the comments which country surprised you the most. Safe travels and travel smart.